What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about HBAR today. Hedera. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 18th of April. We have about 7 hours, 17 minutes left in the day. Had a nice little day yesterday, up about 3.5%. Nothing crazy, nothing too crazy. What is nice about it is that you bounced off of the 40 area in your RSI. You look poised, postured to go to the upside and see these overbought readings. Overbought readings do promote good growth, or I should say good growth promotes overbought readings, I suppose. You are at the base of this bull flag. You have not validated this low as the low yet, but you're on the precipice of doing so. From the relative high here to this relative low there, the expectation, if you were to validate this as a low, would at least be to get above the 382. So get above there, but do me a little bit more and get above these prior highs here. Get above like 20. What is that? 20. Get above 20.2 cents. If you can do that and stay above there, close above there on a daily basis, you'll validate this as a low. And I think you will. I think you're on your way there right now. Don't expect that you're just going to break out of this downtrend here, and as soon as you break out, it's going to be moon mission all day, every day until you reach $2. That's not what's going to happen, right? It'll probably be a long and worked for endeavor, right, where you're going to find resistance at key areas, support at key areas, working your way up, something like that. I do expect that the path forward will take a lot less time than the path down did, right? I think that it's going to take a lot less time going higher than it did going down, but I just don't think it's going to be a straight shot, right? The next move from here would at least be to around 21 cents, 20 cents, something like that. You could find resistance here, pull back, and literally find support right where you're at now. So you can see a little bit of volatility there. Very common to do when working your way up to the golden ratio. Inevitably, I do think you're going to the golden ratio, and make no mistake, you could absolutely just send it right now to the golden ratio, but you'll find some turbulence there. That's at about 25.6 to 27.8 cents, somewhere in this zone here, finding resistance at this area of resistance, finding resistance at this prior area of support here, prior area of support there, and support back over here as well. So finding resistance in the golden ratio is a likelihood. You'll probably come down and find support at this area here, or even at the 0.5, very common to do from the golden ratio to the 0.5 to the 382, and then work your way up. All in all, this is just a path. These are stepping stones to your inevitable ascent to the measure move target of this bull flag here, right? If we take this from the low to the high of the flagpole, and we put this at the base of the flag, this is your measure move. Your measure move takes you all the way up to about $1.20. And I've been saying, and actually I think we should take this on a different chart here. I've been saying that I believe that this measure move doesn't do HBAR justice. I don't think that you're actually going to stop at this measure move. I think you're going to propel higher and exceed this measure move. You're going to see targets that are not just at $1.20, but beyond that. I think that HBAR is in the process of seeing the biggest move, one of the biggest moves, if not the biggest move that it's ever seen in its history. Why? Because you've been consolidating, right? You've been consolidating and accumulating for a very long time. You just broke out of that, and look at the move that promoted, right? You just broke out of that. Look at the move it promoted. What happens whenever you break out to new all-time highs? What about that expansion, right? What happens whenever that happens? You've got more going for you from a fundamental basis than you've ever had, right? The world is looking at you a bit differently, HBAR. Governments are looking at you, right? And there's just more attention on you now than there ever has been, in a very positive lighting. My assumption is when you break out to new all-time highs, you're not going to see the expected move. You're not going to stop at your minimum targets, which is your 1272, right? The measure move happens to line up there. I think you're going to go to the next area. You're going to exceed your expectations, again, because you're breaking out to new all-time highs, and we're in a very crypto-friendly world right now, and HBAR has some limelight shedding on it as well. So $1.20 being the minimum target, it's nice and all, but I think $1.79 is a better target. The 1414, oftentimes with this target, with the 1414, you actually go a little bit above it. You don't stop right at it and then come down and find support later. What you'll do is you'll stop above it, find support at the 1272, and continue working your way higher, stuff like that. So I would assume if you're going to go a little bit above $1.80, what price is that? That's at about $2. So something around $2, maybe just above, maybe just below $2, but something around there is where I think you're going to go. Right now, what you're doing is, again, you're in a bull flag. You are finding support at prior areas of resistance within this overall consolidation phase since your bear market here, and you're getting ready to break out, man. When you break out, it's not going to be a straight shot, but I mean, if we're looking at this week to week, it's going to feel like a straight shot, right? This looks like it was a straight shot overall. Let's look at this on a daily time frame and just see, what was it a straight shot? No, there were times where you moved down, you're moving sideways for 3 days, and retrospectively, it's like, oh, I could have held through all this, but could you have really? Like after a pump from a low to a high, you pumped up 276% in the matter of weeks, and then you dropped from there from a high to a low, you drop 25%. Is that not going to unnerve you a little bit? Do you have the gall to hold all the way through this move? I mean, most people don't. But if you just sit there on your hands, you don't worry about the in between where you move sideways for 2 weeks, where you have drops for 2 weeks. You could have turned that 276% pump from the low into an 838% pump overall, right? It was not a straight endeavor, but on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, it definitely seemed as though it were. So just prepare for that, right? There will be turbulence along the way. I do expect that this next move will be larger than the last move, but I don't think it'll take as much time. I think that it'll take more time, right? This one was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks from bottom to from start to finish. I think this next move will be more on the lines of like 8 weeks to 9 weeks, maybe more than that if we're including this week as the beginning week. Let's just see. I mean, end of June, it could be as much as 12 weeks, man. 11 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. So it's going to take more time. And I think that'll throw people off, right? Because they're looking at HBAR. A lot of people wrongfully assume that just because something moved up like this before means that it's going to do the exact same thing. So with that preconceived notion, if you find any stops along the way, if you're showing some slightly different trajectory, you're not moving up like this, but you're moving up at a slower pace, that might make people think, oh, maybe this is a double top. Maybe it's not going to do what it did before. I'm so dumb for holding. Why didn't I sell here? And then boom, then it rips up to the new all-time high area. It's just going to take more time. All I'm trying to say by that is don't expect it to perform exactly like this, but I still do expect it to perform well, and I do expect an overall larger performance, something that will promote the price to $1.70, $1.80, $2, probably just above $2 or just below $2 if I really had to guess. And that's based off of this fib here. It's also based off the measure move, right? The minimum target's $1.20 based off the measure move, but I don't think that you stop there. I think that you will go. Again, measure moves are not requirements. They're just ideas. If we take this relative high here from April of last year to the low that we had in October of 2024, high to low retracement and then therefore extension, we've hit the 1414. Went just above it, like I was saying, right? That's very common to do, actually. 60% of the time or more, you actually do that. And now we're finding support at the 786. Very common to do, very healthy. The next target area at this rate would be the 1886200 area. And I don't know about you guys, but if you hit the 1886200 area, that's a new all-time high. So I would assume that you don't stop there. You probably at this rate would then go, your minimum target would be, yet again, $1.20 right there. With the 2272, you actually do go just above that most of the time. And then from there, if you don't stop there, and I don't think that you do, because that's your minimum target. I don't think that you stop at your minimum target whenever it comes to an all-time high breakout. The next target area is right there at $2, man, 2618, and that's some sharp resistance. I would even say, being that, looking at the 2618 right there, I would say I would give it more to the notion that we do find resistance just below $2, but very near $2. That's where I think you're going to go. So $1.96 is the ultimate target. You're at 16.4 cents now. Over the coming days, I would anticipate that you see some higher prices. I think that you will close this month a little bit greener. If we're looking at this on a monthly time frame, you're a little bit green right now, but I think you'll close it a little bit greener. Closing the next 12 days, 8 hours, if you could get above 21 cents, and I really do think that you can, HBAR, if you can get above there, that'd be phenomenal, because then you'll replace this bullish dragonfly doji candle with a bullish engulfing candle on a monthly basis, and while you're consolidating here just below your highs, man, there's a lot of bullish things already going on. But if you could close this month above 21.4 cents, there'd just be some added bullish notation to this thing, and you're definitely in the right position to see. I really mean it whenever I say this, the most bullish move, the biggest move that you've seen this whole cycle, and perhaps even your whole entire existence. From a low here to a high, going up to $2. I mean, overall, we're here from, I would take, I guess, this low here, this low to this high right there. I mean, that's a pretty sizable difference, you guys, right? Overall, I guess you went with this high there. That's a 2,000% growth. I really do believe. I'm sorry, that was a little bit higher than I meant for it to be. That's crazy stuff, right? You're in the process of the biggest move right now, and I think that this move that you're about to experience, the next phase of this overall move here, this is going to be larger than what the last phase was. So I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I will see you on the next one. I just want to look at this real quick. Low to high. Golden ratio. You look so good, man. Yeah, it's inevitable. You're going to see new all-time highs in a matter of weeks. You'll be at the $2 area in a matter of months. Take care. Bye-bye.